Several years ago in the fall, my wife and I took a cordon bleu cooking class together, and one of the things that we made in that class was braised red cabbage. And pretty much every fall since, I don't think I've skipped, I make it every year. And it's a very easy recipe, tastes absolutely wonderful alone, or you can put it on top of like a hot dog. And I'm gonna teach you how to make it, very simple. So there's really only a few ingredients. You have red cabbage. Basically, it takes about 2 pounds of red cabbage. I have another bowl over here on the right, but you basically slice it down to about 1/8 of an inch thick. You have 1 Granny Smith apple, sliced in cord, cut about 1/4 inch thick. I put that in water right now just to keep it from browning. You have some bacon, about 1/4 pound of bacon, fried in the pan, keep the grease. And you got about 1/3 cup of brown sugar, a whole cup of red wine vinegar, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Okay, so to the bacon fat that's in there, along with the bacon, go ahead and add the brown sugar, the salt, and the full cup of vinegar. Okay. And I'm going to stir that up really well, and I'm going to bring that to a boil. That's your first step. So as you can see, it's just boiling now. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the cabbage, all of it in there. I've got 2 bowls of that. I'm going to mix the first one, and then I'm also going to add the second one. I know this looks like a lot of cabbage, but it really cooks down to almost nothing. So I'm just going to try to give that a good mix. And I'm also going to go ahead and add those apples on top. That's really all there is to this recipe. Then I'm basically going to cover it and simmer on low heat for about 45 minutes. And then I'll stir every 15 minutes, so it'll be a good 3 stirs during it. Okay, so 15 minutes is up. We're going to take a look at the first 15 minutes, and you can already see that we are reduced significantly. So I'm going to stir it again, give it a good stir. Again, get all the vinegar off the bottom, make sure all of the apples and the cabbage is nice and well mixed. Okay, and we're going to cover it, and we're going to let it go another 15 minutes. Okay, we're at the end of the second 15 minutes, so we'll take a look at that real quick. And you can see, even more reduced. I'll stir to give it a good stir again. And we'll let it go for another 15 minutes. Okay, and then now we're down to another 15 minutes. Take a look here. And it's getting nice, and I like to go an extra 15 minutes just to get all of the juice out of there. Okay, you can sample it at this time, and some people take it off at 45 minutes, but the recipe does say you can cook it up to an hour, but the main thing is you want this to be nice and tender. Okay, so I've gone ahead and let it go for a full hour, and it's really reduced quite nicely. You can't hardly even see the apples. What I do then is I uncover it, and I turn up the heat just a little bit, and I like to evaporate off the rest of the juice so that we just end up with the cabbage. Okay, so this is kind of how it looks at the end. I went for a full hour, stirring every 15 minutes, and then I take the top off and I turn up the heat and I let the rest of the liquid evaporate. And so basically you can see here I've got a very dry, now, you know, it's very moist, but still most of that liquid is completely gone. And it also really sears in that flavor. Scrumptious, tastes really good, and it's wonderful on top of a grilled hot dog. Enjoy.